You know, we were always together. If she was putting false tan on her, she couldn't do her back, and I'd rub the tan on her in her back, or sometimes I'd curl her hair, or we'd go shopping and we'd get makeup. She was never that embarrassing mammy age where you don't want your mammy to be with you anymore. It wasn't like that with me and Nicole. With the bullying, there was two girls in particular. One of these girls, she liked the boy who was friends with Nicole. He didn't want to have anything to do with her. She didn't like that at all. If Nicole had her drink on the table, they'd swipe it off the table. One of them just pushed her so hard that Nicole actually dislocated her hip, and they go, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean that." They thought they weren't getting to her. She'd always go out with that fake smile on her face. So they decided to go online then. They made up a WhatsApp group. There was a video that they put around. This girl's face was blurred out. The girl was with 3 other men. They shared that, saying that was Nicole. Every day they would say stuff like, "Hang yourself, slit your wrist, drink bleach. Are you still here? Nobody wants you here. Everyone hates you here. Why are you still here?" They used to send her a video on Snapchat on how to hang yourself. They'd put something up for say 10 seconds and then it would be gone. It was getting deeper and deeper into her head. There was an incident where when I went into Nicole's room, Nicole had got her nails and dug them so deep into her face where she bled. She had said to me, "Mum, I can't take this anymore." The first thing I seen was the stepladder. Just for that tingy, tiny little bit of a second, it went in my head, what's the stepladder doing there? She had got Bruce's lead and hung herself from the banisters. She was still alive. And while I was doing CPR on her, I was begging Cole not to leave me. I said to her, "You're going to be alright, baby." When we got to the hospital, it was only when the nurse that spent the time with me and Nicole in intensive care, she came over and put her hand on my shoulder and she just whispered to me and said, "It's time." And God, I knew she wasn't coming home with me then. I knew I only had a couple of minutes and all I could say to her was, "It's okay, baby." I said, "Just let go, because no one is ever going to hurt you again, and no one can ever touch you again." And the last words I said to her, the very last words, I got to say to her was, "I love you, Koko, Pops." And she died. Two days after Nicole died, the guards came. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Even though I had everything on the phone, that these people done nothing wrong. It's not a criminal offence. They can never be charged for it. It's sickening. After Nicole died, I slept in her room every night. Just to have everything close to me belonging to her. The smell of her pyjamas that she'd have on the floor or on her bed. I missed her so much. You know, I needed to touch her. I needed to not just think about her, but to hold her hand or give her a hug. The emotions were so overwhelming. I did come very close to taking my own life and going with Nicole. I needed something to get up for the next morning. As weird as that sounds, I had my boys and I had my family, but it wasn't enough at that time. So I decided the only way I can stay is to bring in a law where it is a criminal offence to torment and torture someone online. I didn't know what to do. I hadn't a clue where to go, didn't know who to see, didn't know half the politicians in Ireland because I wasn't interested in politics. For them to actually say no to me was probably a good thing, because it gave me that fire in my belly to say, well, I'll show you, I'll do it. I started to share Nicole's story. Other mums and dads or aunties and uncles started to get in contact with me saying, this is happening in my family too. And then the newspapers, the journalists got hold of it, the radio stations found out what I was doing, TV programmes, trying to spread that we need to protect people from online abuse. We had a huge march through Dublin City as well. Politicians started using the name Koko's Law. It was only then when I actually stepped back and I thought, wow, this might actually work. Everything was wrapped up. It was called Koko's Law on the 28th of December 2020. That was the biggest bittersweet moment of my life. The sweet moment when the law came in, but the bitter moment is I don't have coal. What the EPP is trying to do is huge. If this gets passed, it's not only passed in one country or two countries, it's the whole European Union. They need all your support. This can be huge and save so many people's lives.